Hello, fuckos. Hey guys, how's it going? You alright? I'm jolly, thank you. It's welcome to podcast number 18 of the Chris Hunter Comedy Podcast with me, Chris Hunter. How you doing? Are you alright? I'm alright. I've got a bit of a cloggy throat. Hang on. Excuse me. Didn't expect that to happen. So, how are you doing? I've had a good week. I've been still eating good. Unfortunately, I didn't lose weight this week, but I also didn't gain weight this week. I stayed exactly the same. So yes, I'm technically winning by not losing, which is still a win. It's a win by default. I'm happy with that. I had a lovely burger this week, as we do every week. This time it was venison. I'm fancy. It was really, really nice, actually. It was a Game of Thrones theme because the market that we have the burgers at was having a Game of Thrones themed day called Trade of Thrones, and they did the same burger they did last year pretty much, except this time instead of having like a little onion ring crown on top of the burger, this time it was a little pie. It was a little hot pie, and it was so nice. Nom nom nom. I think there was bunny in it. Nom nom nom. Bunny. But yeah, that was a tasty venison burger in there. Which what else did I have now? Venison, red cabbage, Wensleydale and cranberry cheese. Nom nom. Onions, some other stuff probably. It was super good. But as always, I recommend people go to the cafe at the end of the universe in Warrington. Not sponsored, but wouldn't mind being. And yeah, go there, eat it. But speaking of eating well and diets and whatnot, I said last week that I started watching season 2 of the Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix. We have now finished that. I finished it, and I cannot tell you how much I want season 3 to happen right now. But unfortunately, I thought it might have been a case of, season 3 will start like next week. But no, season 3 apparently has only just been written, and they're waiting for somebody to pick it up. So that makes me sad inside, because I want to watch it now, and it's not fair. How dare people worry about drinking water and eating food when I haven't got Santa Clarita Diet season 3? But anyway, speaking of being a spoiled bastard, I went to watch Ready Player One last week on 4DX. It was fan-fucking-tastic. I think it was really, really good. It honestly felt like the best cinema experience I've ever had, because I think the 4DX, it was almost like it was made for that film. Everything just works so well on it. I won't spoil any part of the film, but there are parts of it that are sort of fairly epic and grand. And in the 4DX with the moving seats and the spray water in the face and the air and the bubbles and the smoke, it worked really, really well. And it works so well, I'm actually going back tomorrow to see it again before it goes off. So yeah, again, spoiled. I'm not going to apologise. You know what? I'll work hard. Screw you people. Speaking of working hard, I've been working hard this week, getting some more personal work done. Although the other day I made a bit of a goof. I did what I do sometimes, where I think to myself, okay, it's like 11:30, I'll work till midnight, maybe half midnight, and then I'll go to bed. And then you're just happily working away like the good egg that you are. And then you look up and it's 3 in the morning. And you're saying, oh shit, how did that happen? I need to go to bed now. And the worst part is, you go to bed and you realise that the thing you were up doing for ages didn't actually matter that much because you goofed. Which is what I did. I spent ages trying to make something work, and I got it working eventually, but then I realised that I needed it to have 3 more things happen to it. I won't go into specifics because you guys will get bored. I don't want to get into nerdery that is 3D art, but there's bits that are confusing and tedious to do, and I did one of them, and I had to do 4. So, oh well, what can you do, eh? What can you do? But speaking of working hard, we have another sponsor for this week's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I'll be back in a moment just after a word from our sponsors. Do you ever wonder what your cute little kitty cat does when you aren't home? Well, now you can find out. Introducing Been There, the cat navigation location marking service brought to you by Werecat Industries. Been There is a simple yet effective way of seeing what your lovely little fluffball has been up to when you're out of the house. Simply dip their cute little paws in the tracking fluid before you leave, and hey presto! When you get home, you'll see those adorable little fluorescent blue bean prints all over your couch, your stairs, and your floors. But wait, there's more. You don't need to worry about removing those cute little paw prints because they are created using an indelible and permanent ink solution that will never wash off. Your kitty cat's adventures will stay with you forever. Call now and we'll throw in an extra bucket of tracking fluid absolutely free. Thank you very much to the handsome sponsors this week. I swear, every week our sponsors get more and more handsome. I don't know what it is. They're just handsome devils. So, this week I got to play some more Rainbow Six Siege, but this time I got to play on one of my friend's streams, which is nice. I'm not often on other people's streams, so that was a really nice little change of pace. My buddy Effie was streaming Rainbow Six, and she asked me to come on, and I did. I didn't do very well, but I was there, So yay, go me. No, I had a good time. It was good fun. I should do that kind of thing more often, I think, because I do enjoy doing it. And yeah, it'd be nice to just do that a little bit more often than I currently do. Because normally if I'm playing, I only really play on my stream. Although I did start playing Final Fantasy 15 again in my downtime the other day, because I'm kind of trying to enforce some gaming time in myself, because I've got a habit of kind of burning myself out, and I'm trying to get out of that. So I'm trying to balance between working and playing. And so I saw the Royal Edition of Final Fantasy 15 was on sale, and I needed it because I didn't have any of the DLC for it. And I was so close to the Platinum Trophy. But guess what, folks? Drum roll, please. Brrr, I got it. Yeah. Oh, I've got the hiccups. I got my Platinum Trophy on Final Fantasy 15, and I feel slightly proud. Now, let's see. What else was I going to say today? Oh, yeah, we've been sorting the house out. Charlie's been an absolute trooper. Whilst I've been working hard on my scene, she's been doing all the housework, which is really nice of her. So we've been working through loads of washing and stuff, and then I didn't realise how much washing we have, like as in how many clothes we have that we just don't wear. So we need to go through, we need to do a full big charity sweep, we need to get rid of some stuff. But the problem is, most of the time, I tend to just wear like band t-shirts, but it's not just band t-shirts that you buy from shops, it's band t-shirts that I've gotten from gigs that I've been to. So there's memories associated to them. So I'm basically going to have to throw away majority of the tops that aren't band t-shirts. So that should be interesting. I'm not looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to helping my fellow man and woman. And also, let's face it, I need to get rid of some clutter, because whenever we finally move to Japan, I can't take all this shit with me. So I might as well get rid of some of it now. Speaking of Japan, I've been watching Abroad in Japan again this week. It's, for those of you who don't know what that is a YouTube channel by a fellow Chris called Chris Broad. It's quite a clever name because his name is Chris Broad. He lives in Japan. His channel's called Abroad in Japan. Very clever wordplay, Mr. Christopher. But he's got a friend called Natsuki on that show who is funny as fook. I really like that guy. And this week he came back. Ah! They haven't been sort of seen each other since like January, I think it is, because they live quite a distance apart. They have 2 mountain ranges between them. And the winter in Japan in the mountain ranges is not forgiving. So there was a lot of snowfall and all that jazz, which means that the roads and the motorways were closed or weren't very safe to drive on. So they couldn't go on them, which means that now finally, after, 3 months, they have finally been reunited. And this month, apparently, is going to be loads of videos with Natsuki in it. And hopefully also Natsuki the movie, which should be fun. I'll tell you guys when it comes out because it'll be great. Now, I was looking online the other day. I saw on, I think it was Instagram, is it Dean Del Rey? Yeah, we Come to Rock, or whatever it is. He's got a podcast, and he's a comedian. And he's a good one, I think. And anyway, it was his birthday bash. It was 53rd birthday, I think. And he knows a few rockers and stuff. So he had like a gig, and he was singing. Like they all performed, all comedians and musicians performed on the stage, and there was him singing, and he sings kind of like the guy from AC/DC. He's got that cool kind of like high pitched, like a heavy metal voice, and then on the drums was our boy Billy Burr, and he was killing it. He was playing the best he's ever played, and also it was kind of surreal because watching Bill Burr play drums, and he stood next to Nikki Sixx, who's just there playing the bass, and Nikki Sixx and Motley Crue. And there was the guy with the beard from Slayer, I believe, on guitar. I don't know. There's people there that are big in the metal world. And, I've never been into AC/DC. I've never been into Motley Crue. I've never been into Slayer. So I can't tell you the ins and outs of these people. But I know that Bill Burr respects them. And as musicians, I respect them too. Because, the stuff that they were doing was cool. I just don't appreciate their music overall. But to be fair, I'm in an age at the moment where I'm feeling like I'm going to experiment with some music recently. I've not had anything new for a while, so I think I might wander down the hair metal path, which is probably not a good path to be on, but I'm going to try it. I want to see how that goes. I'm going to see what that brings up, what kind of big old hair metal fireball comes up from wandering down that track. Last night I started watching a TV show online on YouTube Red. It's the first show I've seen on it, and it's by The Game Grumps, which you might know is a YouTube channel. I've recommended them in the past. They are probably one of the biggest gaming channels on YouTube, and it is just 2 guys, Aaron and Dan, and they are very funny. It impresses me how they have so much improv. Like every single episode, they're just talking, shooting the shit between each other, and they do so many videos a day. They have massive recording days where they do like 10-hour stints, 12-hour stints. And it's really good. I enjoy it. But anyway, they have a YouTube Red show called Good Game. And I didn't know what it was, but I thought I'd give it a go last night. because, you know, why not? See what happens. And it was good. It was about this. They're not playing themselves. They're playing some characters, but they are basically trying to develop an esports team who are going for the £1 million, $1 million prize. And it seems quite good so far. I'm enjoying it. It's not the funniest thing in the universe, but it's enough to keep me interested. I watched 4 episodes last night, so that's a good sign. Right, so what else was I going to talk about today? Oh yeah, Charlie's found this new app. A couple of new apps, really, which are a good idea if you're, like me, struggle to stay... Speaking of on the path, you struggle to stay on the path of trying to be productive or trying to be healthy. So she's found an app that is called... What's it called now? Habitica. And basically, it's like one that I found a while ago called Life RPG. But it's a slightly different one. This one you can team up and have parties. And it's basically a game that it acts as though it's a... it's more like it's a life tracker that acts like a video game. So it's like an RPG where you go along and you get points, you have health bars and all that stuff, and you have enemies. And basically you set yourself like a to-do list or a dailies list or a habits list, that kind of stuff. And if you tick something off, cool, you gain some points. If you forget to tick something off that you're supposed to do that day, or if you tick something down, like say for example, eat healthy. Like if you didn't that day, you tick it down, you lose some health on your bar. And that's a bad thing, because we all know in video games, you've got to keep that health bar up. You've got to keep that shit going. But it seemed like a cool idea for an app, so I've downloaded that. Me and her are in a party on that, so I need to actually finish setting it up so I can start focusing on it and trying to use it to be more productive, to be more healthy, to be more engaging with my dear sweet Charlie. And also she's found an app which she's going to use. I'm probably not going to because I don't really like the theme, but it's called Walk to Mordor. And it's quite a cool idea, to be honest. I just wish it was something else. It's based on Lord of the Rings, as you might have guessed. And the idea is that it tracks your steps and you do milestones. You actually walk the distance that they walked in the books to Mordor. And there's like 20 checkpoints on the way where they stop at certain places. Like, well, I can't name any locations from Lord of the Rings, but you know what I mean. Like Sauron's castle. Let's say that's one of them. That'll be at the 500-mile mark or something. I don't know. But either way, it's kind of cool. So you walk, 20 miles or whatever. It hits you that checkpoint. Next one, that checkpoint. It tells you how far along the path to Mordor you are. And I like that idea. I just wish it was themed on something else, because something about Lord of the Rings. You know what? The films, they were okay. I liked them. They're kind of cool stylistically, but they were just... they went on so long. And to be fair, though, I do like the games. The Lord of the Rings games that came out were cool ass games. The Two Towers one on the PS2 was really good. I enjoyed that, and I might play that again at some point soon. I'm sure I've still got it somewhere. Anyway, yes, so that leaves us to this week's Japanese word of the week. This week's... what was that? My phone buzzed. This week's word is doji. That's doji, as in, that looks a bit dodgy to me. Doji, which is mistake. Like, oh God, those mash and beans look a bit dodgy. I shouldn't have ate them. That was a mistake. Doji. Okay, yeah, Japanese word of the week. You get it. Right, this week's recommendation. What am I recommending this week? Oh, yeah. The streaming channel I was on last week, which is Effie's channel, I recommend that. So Effie's page is twitch.tv/Effie the One. That's EFFYTHEONE. She's a good lass. She's what is she now? She's Scottish Hungarian, which isn't a mix you often see. And it's good to watch. So go show us some support. We have like this little sort of group of streamers that we all try and support each other. And it's good. I'm liking it, Twitch has got a really good little sense of community. And I enjoy that. Right, remember, guys, if you've got any questions or you want any advice or just whatever you want, you ask me anything, whatever, I don't care, then you can contact me on my social media stuff. I have facebook.com/Chris Hunter Comedy. I have on Twitter, I'm at Chris Hunter Com, short for comedy. And I'm also on Instagram these days under Chris Hunter Comedy. So if you like what you heard, folks, do me a favour, just drop me a subscribe on iTunes or a 1-star review or 5-star review, whatever you want to do, just so I know that you people are listening, because I don't get any statistics for this stuff, so I don't know if I'm talking to myself, talking to friends. I know the lovely folks over at Creative Frenzy are listening. Hello, folks, it's good to see you all. I hope you're all well. I know that my brother and his lovely lady friend are listening to me, hopefully. Thank you for sticking to this, English, Chico, you idiot. Thank you for sticking with it this far. Anyway, as you can hear, I'm tired. I've got ice cream throat, which is why I'm all and I need to go. So thanks a lot, folks, and bye-bye.